A day after an ugly on-the-pitch duel between Delhi captain Gautam Gambhir and Bengal skipper Manoj Tiwary, the latter has provided a detailed account of what exactly happened on Saturday. Tiwary says a detailed report has been sent to the BCCI and it's now up to them to take action. The Bengal skipper also shared details of the incident with the recently appointed Cricket Association of Bengal president Gautam Ganguly. Let's listen into what Manoj Tiwary had to say first on the incident. I want to quickly bring in India Today's Boria Majumdar. Also with me is Radhika Tongar. Boria, Gautam Ganguly involved because he's had a word with Manoj Tiwary, quoted to be extremely upset with what's actually going on here. What are you hearing? The BCCI has a full report. What is the sense that you're getting now about what's going to happen?
Shiv, I had a long conversation with Manoj Tiwary yesterday evening. I can tell you that now.
Yes.
Manoj, in fact, asked me if he was to speak yesterday to the media and said he was tweeting because he was extremely upset about what Gautam Gambhir said. Said Gautam Gambhir is not speaking the truth. Said Manoj Tiwary was abused. His parentage was questioned. The Bengali community was abused. He said this is not the way to run a cricket match. And at that point in time, I even said that, he also got provoked and he did the same, which is not befitting of an international cricketer. And I asked him if he spoke to Gautam Ganguly, which he said yes. And Gautam Ganguly was vehemently upset at what transpired, and very logically so. He doesn't want his state captain to behave in the way it was done. Both of these cricketers crossed the line. If Manoj is to be believed, then Gautam crossed the line first and provoked Manoj to doing so. And now Manoj has given a detailed report to the board. He claims that he has been fined less percentage of his match fees, which indicates that his wrong is lesser. And now, but if you ask me, I expect the BCCI to take stern action and penalize both of them. As state captains, in front of youngsters, you make an example.
Yes.
But this is not the way to behave in a gentlemanly game.
And what about Gautam Ganguly, Boria? What's his view on this? I mean, he's been quoted as being extremely upset about this situation.
Shiv, I have not had a conversation with Saurav on this. We were on the show together about the India-South Africa game. But I can tell you that knowing Saurav very well for the last 22 years, he will not take this line down. He's just become president of CAB.
Yes.
He will want to set an example. He's a strict disciplinarian and he will not take this line down. I'm pretty sure he'll make it very clear to Manoj Tiwary that he expects certain standards of behavior.
And this has really shaken things up, hasn't it, Radhika? Even in these days when we see a lot of aggression on field, spats between players, this particular sort of collision between Manoj Tiwary and Gautam Gambhir has really sort of shaken things up. It's disturbed a lot of people.
Yes, of course, Shiv, because it was not just the spat between these two players on the field. It was also being quoted that Gambhir sort of misbehaved with the match umpire on the field. So all these things put together, abuses being hurled, it was obviously not taken lightly by the match referee. At the moment, since these two players have only been fined, we heard from a lot of former cricketers as well. And in fact, even Boria had said that probably a more stern action could have been taken, suspension. But since the match has gotten over today and the report has been filed with the BCCI, we'll have to see what sort of action they take, because this is, a match fees fine of 70% for one, 40% for one, probably doesn't do justice if in fact what transpired, what both these cricketers are saying happened. Of course, contrasting versions there, each saying that the other was to blame. But yes, with the match umpire being involved, players being pushed on the field, these are of course grave allegations. And since there is video evidence that the BCCI is looking at, we might actually get more sort of, what happens.
Do we know by when, Radhika, that the final action is likely to be taken or announced by the BCCI? Is there a time frame?
Shiv, of course, the BCCI is kind of fast as far as these matters is concerned. Even the match referee yesterday itself at the end of play decided on what sort of fine to be imposed on these two players. Since the match has gotten over today and the BCCI has got the evidence, it shouldn't take very long. Probably in the next couple of days we should hear what the BCCI has to say, because at the end of the day all statements have been recorded. The match umpires on the field have said, the match referee's report is there and the video evidence. So of course not too long before we see what the BCCI does about this issue.
Radhika and Boria, thanks so much for getting us up to speed on this very interesting story, but a disturbing one nonetheless. The BCCI expected to take stringent action once its report is complete. We'll keep revisiting that story right here.